Hey guys, Kitty Sapphire here, and welcome to Kitty Reacts. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so how's everybody doing? This is the day after Halloween, and I hope you guys had a wonderful night. It's a little bit chilly and rainy today on this really dark Sunday evening. However, I know a lot of people have been talking about this PSA, this Steven Universe PSA, which me personally, I've been a huge fan of Steven Universe, and Garnet being one of my favorite characters out of the series. Amethyst was my first, I would have to say Amethyst was my first love, but after a while, I started to really get in touch with, I really like Garnet and her design, so I know a lot of people have been talking about this, and people have been saying you should really watch this. You should really watch this PSA. And beforehand, I've heard a lot of people give mixed reviews about it, but I will check it out myself because me personally, I really don't like putting my comments into the ring unless I saw it. So here we are, and we're going to check this one out. All right, so let's get started. What?
Garnet from Steven Universe.
Kids, don't be racist.
Cut. Okay, people, we just need to get coverage. We'll start again in 5.
This is the cheesiest job I've ever done. Stuff like this doesn't actually happen in real life. Whoa there.
Are you kidding? It totally does.
Just because this has never happened to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Seriously, I didn't know.
Yeah, everyone messes up sometimes. But you gotta realize it hurts to deal with racism. And when people act like it's not real, it makes it feel even worse.
You have to acknowledge racism to work against it.
You're right. I can do that.
You kids better work on this before the wedding.
Whoa, that's just for the scripts. You only just met today.
Okay. Well, okay, so, let's see. So that was, first of all, a very interesting, trailer. Or, PSA. First of all, I never seen too many PSAs before, so I apologize if I'm not very well versed in PSAs. I've heard them as sort of like in a joking scenario. I do remember the PSA or these sort of like these warning commercials early when I was younger, when they talked about be careful, don't take drugs, learn how to say no, dare scenario, that type of thing, and the story goes on. But this was very this is like the PSA for, I guess you would say, for this generation, because now these are the problems that are becoming a lot more prevalent and actually more in the mainstream situation. It just seems a little bit simplistic, versus, more of the intricacies and the complications with racism and how, to combat it. It just also seems a little bit out of nowhere. I understand that, now with the dynamic and how the social scape is really, really depolarizing right now. I guess it's good to be aware of these things. But it's really hard to say because there's a large amount of things to pick apart with this. Like, for instance, it just came out of nowhere with the characters. I think it's really adorable that, you got these two little kids that are playing off and, they want to be married and stuff like that. which is a common thing. A lot of cases, a lot of kids, I see them do this at a very young age. They want to hang out, and then they hold hands, and they say they want to get married. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, going back to the sort of like the bully of the PSA, saying you can't marry him because of the fact that he's white and you're black. And it's just very awkward because, it's just very awkward and very forced, if anything, instead of basically sort of warming up to that situation. I mean, and it's not as blatant blatant at times. It can be considered to be very, how can I say it? It's not out in the open. Some people are very sly with it, or they are not so abrupt with it. It's mainly like in snide comments, certain questions, how they basically react to certain people in those certain situations, the difference between those who have those who are white and then those who are black. The reactions, how they interact with different people are a little bit different as well. Also, the fact to have Garnet, and I get it, because Garnet is basically an amalgamation of love, and I get it. She's like the new love, sort of like the love goddess. Yes, I'm going to say that Garnet is my personal favorite. Yes, I'm being biased, but basically she's an amalgamation of two gems that were considered to be, or discriminated against, only seen in a particular type of set roles for themselves, and they fell in love. And Garnet is basically their entity, their construct of their love, and I get it. But it seems like this is a little bit clunky. If anything, they sort of like addressed sort of like a underhanded. That's what I wanted to say. Underhanded. Not necessarily all particular racism is considered to be quite blatant. It's at times very underhanded. So they don't just come out and say it. So I actually appreciate that they mention like privilege in this particular case, because it's like, towards the end when they said, cut, and the little boy made those comments about, racism, and how not believing the people that are being discriminated against, it makes them feel a whole lot worse, and they feel like they're not being listened to. These are all good points, but I just felt that, I don't know. It just seems a little clunky. And, I know there's probably going to be more PSAs, later on down the road, stuff like this. And there's going to be some times where they're very smoothly done and others might be a little bit awkward. It's also, for me specifically, it's very, this makes me a little happy and saddened at the same time, because yes, it goes to show that certain people are making presidents that, these things are wrong, but at the same time, we should be living in an era where these things should be fundamental. That this shouldn't be, this shouldn't be something that you have to constantly approach somebody about. It's something that should have been like, second nature, not to treat people differently based on what they look like and what their skin tone is like. To treat people with respect and humility, and with love and with justice. And unfortunately, unfortunately we don't live in this particular ideal world, and that's why we have like these PSAs. Again, like I said, it's a nice try. It's a little awkward and clunky at times, but I see where they're going with it. Their heart is in the right place. I get it. And hopefully these PSAs won't last long. I'm crossing my fingers, because I would hope that, constantly would hope to teach, to treat people with kindness, love, humility, and justice. It really should be, a common thing. It should be fundamental. But we're here. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me on this Kitty Reacts. I hope you guys really enjoyed my reaction. I hope you guys like what I had to say. If you guys want to support me, please check out my channel. I will be putting the link at the bottom. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm hoping to do more of these reaction videos with you very soon, as well as these speed paints and speed drawings. Also, if you guys want to support my pages, you can check out my Etsy shop where I have tons and tons of fan art merch. My Patreon page where you guys want to check out my manga, and also my art page on Facebook and Instagram. So I hope to see you guys soon, or talk to you guys a little later. Bye!